My name's Noah. I'm an alcoholic. I'm already triggered for today's meeting, so
My name's Gabe, and I'm a codependent. So, yeah, that's okay. It's a great place to work from. Shall we start with the serenity prayer?
yeah.
God,
Uh,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Okay. So,
What is our reading for today?
you want to read it today?
Sure, I will definitely do that. Okay, I think I have the right one. Is it Our Own Recovery? Yeah, okay. Um, March 10th. This is from NA's website. And we just read it to include AA, Al Anon, SA, and anybody who wants to listen. Our Own Recovery. The steps are our solution. They are our survival kit. They are our defense against addiction, a deadly disease. Our steps are the principles that make our recovery possible. There's lots to like in Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous. The meetings, for one, are great. We get to see our friends, hear some inspiring stories, share some practical experience, maybe even hook up with our sponsor. The campouts, the conventions, the dances are all wonderful. Clean fun in the company of other recovering addicts. But the heart of our recovery program is the 12 steps. In fact, they are the program. We've heard it said that we can't stay clean by osmosis. In other words, we can't just attend meetings, no matter how many, and expect to breathe recovery in through the pores of our skin. Recovery, as another saying goes, is an inside job, and the tools we use in working that inside job are the 12 steps. Hearing endlessly about acceptance is one thing, working the first step for ourselves is something very different. Stories about making amends may be inspiring, yet nothing will give us the freedom from remorse that taking the ninth step ourselves will give. The same applies to all 12 steps. There's much to appreciate about NA and AA, but to get the most from our recovery, we must work the 12 steps for ourselves. Just for today, I want everything my personal program has to offer. I will work the steps for myself. Word. What do you think?
In all honesty, I wasn't paying attention.
You're working on the stream?
No.
No, just not present. Do you want
Yeah.
to read it to yourself while I talk about it? No. Um, Only because I like to hear from you. You have valuable input. So I will give my input on this reading. Um, so it's about doing the 12 steps ourselves. And I mean, I've eagerly taken on the 12 steps, so I can't really relate to someone who might be attending meetings, for the just the social aspect, the support, the inspiration, but not diving into the 12 steps. I see it as almost selfish or self-serving that I go to the meetings for myself. I am in recovery for myself. So you best be damn sure I'm going to be doing these steps because I want the maximum out of my recovery. I want um, everything possible. I mean, a full, recovered, and fulfilling life. Um, and I believe that the steps are part of that. And even if I was wrong, I think it's worth a try. I mean, I've tried many modalities of um, therapy, read many books, been in different kinds of groups. So for me, I don't know why this is like the last place I came to, Al-Anon and the 12 steps, but it's just the way it happened. And um, I won't do it half-assed because I want to know if this is it, and I want the quality of life that AA and Al-Anon promises. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
if you do the steps, then you have a fulfilling life of um, surrender, but not in a bad way. Like surrender to the life that my higher power has for me. Um, yeah. So, what do you think?
I'm gonna go way off topic because this is my meeting. Um,
Do what you gotta do.
Today, well, no, I mean, some days, I don't know, I can't explain it. I was just thinking about that feeling of getting drunk on the way home from church and the that warm feeling of just
Mm.
uh and sometimes don't know what to do with that. And I know right now I'm not gonna go drink when I have those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I need to talk about them
Mm-hmm.
when they come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I mean, if you felt like it was a real possibility or a real temptation, you would I'm assuming you would call your sponsor or someone
Yeah.
in your group, right?
Yeah.
Like another alcoholic, because talking about it here with me, I think is great for the rigorous honesty portion. But because I'm not another addict, I know that like, you know, there's a little something missing there. Like I'm reading
Yeah.
the big book right now. Everybody's probably tired of hearing about that because I'm so like into it. Um, but it talks about, the difference between people in AA, fellow alcoholics, versus like your spouse or your family, like people that love you and
Mm-hmm.
want to help and support to the degree that they can, but without someone there who's able to say, I've been right there. I think it's just not going to be exactly the same. Um, Thus the program, right? It's other people that understand the disease, the alcoholic way of thinking that non-alcoholics like cannot really get there. I mean, I can read all the books in the world and I love learning about addiction and the mindset and kind of what happens in the brain, but I can't say, oh, yes, I've been right there
Yeah.
where I can't not take that next drink, like whatever, or I know the catastrophic
Well, I think your
consequences.
addiction would be more not saying no to your kids.
That's one of them for sure. Yes, I have, like, as a codependent, so people pleasing would be one of my issues for sure, as well
Mm-hmm.
as a host of other things. But yeah, I could definitely, like, if another mom was to call me up and say, my kid right now is, wanting me to go buy him beer, go buy him a pack of condoms, drive him to this party, whatever. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of past that now to where I'm not going to do unhealthy things for my child, but it's still going to be hard for me to say no because I don't like the idea of risk. What if I say no and they don't love me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hard to just do the right thing, knowing that that's my job. That is like my calling by my higher power is raise these kids.
I would say now, but before,
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah.
Before you were working on these steps.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So there you have it. See that the steps make a difference. Um, I don't know. It just kind of changes the focus. I mean, I'm only like halfway through. I'm on step 6. So, um, for those of you that are new to the steps, so I've done a personal inventory, which is just everything about me, the good, the bad, the ugly, the victories, the failures, the fallout, the whole picture. And I've done a step 5, which is where you tell somebody else about it. I am on step 6, which is being willing to allow God to remove all these defects of character or my higher power or whatever your higher power is. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. You know, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm willing, but what does that look like? Is God gonna just suction all the bad things out of me? Probably not. So I'm just kind of sitting with it, and I've learned that's like doing the step is read it, think about it, let it kind of ferment, sit inside your soul and see what happens. Yes, I think the steps do change us for the better.
Good.
How about you? Since you're in like a little bit of a call out mood, I'm seeing there. Um, are you somebody who's eager about doing the steps, or are you more like I'll go sit in a meeting, but I'm not sure like how deep I want to go here?
No, I want to do the steps, but I'm not going to go just do it. Um, not. I'm going to do it my way. Mm. Not do, I'm going to do it at my pace.
At your pace.
Not my way.
Right. Right. That makes total sense. I just wanted to see, what your response was to that, if, because I'm sure there, are a lot of people that would like to skip the steps, that would like to be able to get better by just attending a meeting and listening to people's stories. It is great. I mean, like the social part of it and finding other people like you is just like, oh my gosh, this is like home. It's like a safe place. But it's a little different, I think, to take yourself on. It's I don't know, scary. Yeah, and humbling, like humility. Like I know that's a huge principle of recovery, but I find that the 12 steps really hit that home because I can't have any illusions about who I am or how I can manage this recovery on my own when I start to do that inventory and when I start to accept the events of my life as the will of my higher power. It just kind of takes all that away, and it's scary. Sometimes I feel like I'm out there in the world with no skin, like I'm just like a pulsing raw blob, and and just scary. I have no defenses. I don't have like my resentments. I don't have my addictions. I don't have the things that I used to hold on to kind of keep me safe.
You have something better though.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
And self-respect.
True. Mm-hmm. You're right. And it does feel really good. It's just new. I think new things are scary.
I agree.
And old things are comfortable, even when they're like bad.
Yeah, even when you hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can complain about something all the time, but then be like, oh no, I don't want to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Fight not to change it.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes no sense, I realize, but yeah. Yeah. We're crazy creatures, us people, repeating damaging patterns and habits over and over and over to the point of ruining ourselves and our lives and the people around us. It's like, what? How are you doing? Are you less triggered?
Yes.
Yeah. The stream always helps.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Even if no one is watching.
Right.
But please watch. Come to our meeting. There's an alcoholic here that needs to talk to other alcoholics or any kind of addict. If you're a shopping addict, I'm your girl right here. Love addict, either one of us. Have your pick, whatever you want. We got all of the addictions between us. Okay, not all the addictions, but like a good subset of addictions.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, do you have anything in closing?
No.
No.
Sorry, I'm just out of it today, I guess.
It's all right. I almost started to go into the closing for Al-Anon, and I should bring my pamphlets up here because it has a really good closing. I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, in closing, I just want to remind you that what is said here is confidential. It needs to stay between us members.
Well, we kind of can't say that because anybody can be watching this video.
Of the worldwide intranet.
Interweb.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, the things that we say aren't obviously aren't confidential because of the nature of this. Right. If you have confidential things to say, seek out a meeting in your local area or a trusted friend, because if you're comfortable talking publicly, we will do it here. Right. But otherwise, yeah. All right. That was the wrap it up clap.
Okay.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Lord's Prayer?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to come up with some of these. Like, my brain is not infinity with Lord's Prayer intros.
Who loves the dog even though he shits in the house?
Oh, not me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you next time.